Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. In this one, we're going to be looking at some companions, specifically some of those lower tier ones that you're going to actually want to build up. Don't totally ignore these. I've flip-flopped my position on exactly where I've wanted to build these guys. And after, shout out to Ravager Britcher, after having a talk with him the other day, I decided that, and from some suggestions from him, I wanted to check into some specific companions. So we're gonna look at that, build them up, check it out, talk to you about why I want to do it, etc. If you're new to the channel, check out the Discord link. If you want to help me speak better, that'd be great too. Come comment below, all the things. Hammer down like buttons. Let's get to this.
Bring me WolverThor!
All right, so first let's look at our companions. There are three in particular. I'm just gonna cut to the chase that he mentioned. So if you want to stop the video and not listen to anything, cool. Gary Club, Red West Parker, and Culottes. Not sure how exactly to say it, but the long and short of looking for these is it's not any sort of special secret, but it's the stats that they give you for collection as you build them up higher. So I used to be of the thought that you don't want to mess with any of these common types at all, really. It's like it's a waste of money and resources. Just build them all up, get these guys up, and then worry about these later. But talking to Rav a little bit, he kind of changed my opinion on at least some of them. So we'll go through here. So like, for instance, what I'm talking about here is collection stats, right? Now HP, it's probably not one you're going to look at. This is a rare, but you know, it's kind of like, okay. Specials, yeah, defense, all right. And you know, again, it's nice to get those, but I'm kind of like, okay. But somebody like maybe Gary Club, where you get some stam recovery. Okay, I could see where you'd want to do that. I've only got them at 2 stars, and if you can get these guys up a bit, where you're actually upgrading them, you can see, like, I don't have, like, why don't you have any of those? Well, because I've been crunching them all up. But if I can start getting this thing to a little bit over 1%, you can see I get about 0.2% each time. Maybe I can actually do something. So Gary Club is 1 because the stam recovery there. I like it. It's good. You should definitely do it. Now, Danny Trevor, defense. There's a lot of defense in here. Defense. It's like, okay, maybe this is why some people are tanky. Defense and HP all over the place. Jeez Louise, are you kidding me? All right. Maybe Scrag, you know, I'm looking like, okay, you know, I wouldn't mind some more crit damage decrease. But again, this is why I'm like such a poo-pooer on companions, because they're so hard to build up. Donna Port's guard damage. I mean, it helps, but it's not all that big. Another crit damage decrease. I've got tons of level ups, but not so many of the star up situations. So mine are all pretty low. I hate this guy. I don't know. I built him up because I'm a weirdo. Let's see. All right. Kill another stam recovery. So here, I would love to do this. Okay. So as I get these, I'm not going to crunch them anymore. I'm going to try to get that up. So you can see at 4 star, it's 1%. So if I get all 3 of these, that's at least 1% for each. So it's 3% increase in my stam recovery. I'd love to see cooldowns on some of this, right? So I'm sure some of the future companions are going to do stuff like that. Red West Parker was the other one that I mentioned. If I had enough there, I'd upgrade that. I used to not like that because of the gold cost. But you know what? I'm sort of changing my opinion a little bit on it, right? It was like, all right, well, if you get a bunch of that across the board where you start getting it quite a bit up, again, a lot of HP, you know, it's just kind of like, okay. So I think I'm actually going to lean into getting some of these. I got a ton of gold, you can see, and I was like, it's not worth the gold, build it up. But at the rate that I'm going, you know, it's like, well, why not just build up a bunch of these so that, you know, collectively, I think it would actually help, right? You know, XP gain. I actually don't love that stat as much as I used to. But, and then we got all our specials. Kaya is another stam recovery. Yeah, I would have upgraded her regardless. So, but it's important to look at these stats. And again, I know a lot of these are sort of like just known. And again, I spent to try to get some stuff on this guy too, and it's just, I'm not sure that's really worth it at this point anymore. I mean, with all the different ways to get XP gain in the game, I don't know. Are you really going to be farming mobs, that stuff for there? I don't know. So I would definitely focus those. I would, even guys like this, where I'm going to start bringing up, absolutely, I would do it across the board a little bit. If, just to start getting, again, I don't, gosh, it's so crazy to me how hard those are. Just shows you, like, I was actually part of what I was going to do here is rank some of these up as I went along. But unfortunately, I don't, have that many of them where I can actually upgrade. I mean, specials are a different story, but look at that. Like, you know what I mean? It is so hard to get some of those. The drop rates on them are just very, very low. And again, I would have thought, given that I actually haven't crunched companions in quite some time, I would have thought that I would have had a lot more than what you're seeing there, but it is a gigantic grind. So I still want to say that, like, look, while I'm saying to upgrade these, it is beyond difficult to do that. So let's not, and by the way, Netmarble, it'd be nice just to be able to, like, on this screen, like, click the next one, or on, like, let's find, who was I just on? On this screen, can I click the next one? Like, that's a quality of life thing that I'd like to see, so that way I can just, or even here, like, click the next companion that I've got on there. That would be really nice versus going I mean, how many clicks am I doing there? You know what I mean? I'll throw that one out there. So yeah, I'm actually going to upgrade some of these guys to 4 stars. Apparently not for this video, because I thought I had some more on them, but my people misinformed me. That's who it. No, you gotta own that. The buck stops here, right? You gotta know exactly what to have here. So it's still quite a ways. I didn't see any other ones that are, like, I'd say insanely critical, but I would say that go ahead and start building those up. I know in the past I've said not to. I'm sort of flipping the script a little bit. I think go ahead and do it. Get these things built up a bit. I think it will be to your advantage overall. You'll be a little bit tankier. And it's just going to be better served. I mean, think about having that much more stam recovery. You might not have a stam recovery issue, but, and I would definitely expect in the future. This guy is such a little troll. I chuckle. He reminds me of Chucky or something. It's just demonic. I guess that's sort of the point, but and have low expectations. You know what I mean? Because, man, it is just. Where are all my companion sharks going? And another thing, actually, I'm going to add to this video that I unplanned because I was going to do something else, but the fact that when you get any sort, whether it's special or another character, the fact that those shards, if you get them at 6 stars and they're capped off, if you get more shards, it goes nowhere. That's a problem, and that's especially a problem for spenders who are trying to get their last special companion. So what I want to say, and I guess end this video with is, or like transition to, is that Netmarble needs to fix that. And I think this is something they need to fix. It's not going to happen for the next update because it's too quick, but I would say we should ask that they fix this right away. I think that it's unfair to anybody who's going to be spending in this game to have that sort of problem, because it feels bad when you're trying to get that last thing to spend a bunch of money on something and it just literally, you might as well have lit it on fire. That's the quickest way for somebody to just say, you know what, I'm not going to spend money. You got to encourage people to spend money. And I'm not saying to reward them necessarily like guaranteed prize, but if I roll something and it's an RNG and, you know, I've only got, say, 3 of my specials maxed, and that means I've got another 11 that I could get, and I get 2 of those specials that I've already got maxed, and I just spent a bunch of money, that's gonna be not good. You know what I mean? It's gonna be something that frustrates me. Now, if you gave those to me and it's like maybe I can use them to condense into something else, I don't know, or maybe just some way it transitions to some sort of piece that I know I can use. You know, I don't have any of mine maxed. You know, I'm going slow AF, but it's something to think about, honestly. You know, where it's kind of like, okay, you know, if I ever get this guy to, you know, 6 stars, I don't want to get more shards for him that go nowhere. I think that would be something that'd be very frustrating, and I could see where people would do that, you know, or get frustrated by that. I mean, look at that crit, man. Look at that last crit damage jump, by the way. That's, I mean, 4%. Jeez Louise, that last 6 star, that is huge. So one more reason to bring some of these guys up if you're equipping them. I unfortunately don't, you know, have the ability because they're just so hard to get up. You know, I don't even have, I mean, he's my only 5-star. That just shows you. And you could see, I thought I was going to have a bunch of these things up that I could actually, you know, buff or manage and upgrade a bit. And I didn't have any, not one. So this is the biggest grind in the game, in my opinion. I want to say to Netmarble again, and if anybody supports this effort, also make sure that these companions are, if you get them maxed out, that if you get more shards after that max, that they don't go just to thin air. I think that you're going to quickly get people to not spend that way. So I know they're aware of this. I know they're working on it. So I just want to bring it up to other people in the game who might not be aware of this. And while it might not be affecting you now, it will affect you in the future. So anytime you might be making a suggestion or something, I'd throw this on the heap of it if you get a chance to talk to somebody, etc. So I'll leave it at that. That was mainly about, you know, Gary Club, Red West Park, and Q-Lots. The rest of them I'll just combine into, you know, let's go back into that where it's like, yeah, you know, while individually it might not be a lot, but I think collectively, if you bring them up, that it might be more beneficial to your stats and everything across the board so that you can actually get a bunch of HP and a bunch of defense and a bunch of attack. I think it would be beneficial. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Hammer down like buttons, click notification bell, subscribe, all that sort of thing. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.